You ever have one of those moments where the world stops? Like, you're just going about your day, maybe thinking about what kind of pizza to order later, and then, BM, your whole life gets drop-kicked into a wood chipper? That was me, except instead of wood chipper, it was my wife. And instead of getting shredded into mulch, my dignity got steamrolled. It started on a regular Thursday evening. I had just gotten home from work, tossed my keys on the counter, and cracked open a cold beer. That's when she walked in, Miranda, my wife of 6 years. Blonde, blue-eyed, used to be sweet. Now she had a look on her face like she had just won the lottery and was about to tell me I was getting none of it. "Hey, babe," I said, taking a sip. "What's up?" She sighed, sat down across from me at the kitchen island, and looked at me with this expression I couldn't quite place. Pity? Annoyance? A mix of both, like when you watch a kid try to parallel park the first time. "Listen," she started, and right then I knew it was bad. Nothing good ever follows a listen. "I need to be honest with you," she continued, twirling a ring on her finger. "I met someone." My brain short-circuited. I blinked. "Met? Like at the grocery store? Or are we talking met?" She exhaled through her nose. Met. Oh. I put my beer down carefully, as if it had suddenly turned radioactive. "You're telling me what exactly?" "I tried another man," she said, her voice like casual, as if she was commenting on a new sushi roll she had just discovered. "And he's just amazing." I stared at her. The room seemed to tilt. My ears rang. She continued, oblivious of the train wreck happening inside my skull. "I didn't mean for it to happen, but, sometimes you just have to see what else is out there. And now that I have, I can't pretend I don't know what I know." "What you know?" I repeated dumbly. "And what do you know, Miranda?" She smiled, an actual smile. "That I've been missing out." "Missing? Out? Oh, okay. So, just to recap, my wife had not only cheated on me, but was now sitting here telling me that it was a good thing, because it opened her eyes to how much better her life could be. Yeah, that's totally normal. Totally sane. I should have been furious. I should have flipped the table, screamed, done something. Instead, I just sat there because my brain was too busy playing a funeral march for my self-respect. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, I found my voice. "And what exactly are you telling me here? Are you leaving? Are we working through this? What's the plan?" Her eyes darted away just for a second, but I caught it. That hesitation. That tiny, guilty flicker. "I think we need a break." "A break." I laughed, a bitter, humorless sound. "Miranda, you didn't just accidentally trip and fall onto another guy. You chose this. You planned this. Now you want a break." She nodded, like I had just solved a riddle. "Exactly." I wiped a hand down my face, feeling my pulse in my temples. "And what happens after this break?" She shrugged. "I don't know. Maybe I figure out what I really want." I exhaled sharply. "And what if you decide that what you really want isn't me?" There was a pause. A tiny, almost imperceptible pause. But it was there. I felt something in my chest crack, like an old foundation finally giving way. Then she patted my hand, actually patted it like she was consoling a child. "Don't think of this as a bad thing," she said. "Think of it as an opportunity. For both of us. An opportunity. An opportunity. Right?" I nodded slowly. "Okay." She looked relieved. "Okay. Yeah," I said, standing up. "I think you're right. This is an opportunity." And just like that, my mind switched gears. Because if she thought she was about to go out and find herself, she had no idea what was coming next. Let the games begin. The first thing I did after Miranda left that night was sit in silence, staring at the wall like a malfunctioning robot. My brain was playing a looping reel of her words. I tried another man, and he's just amazing. Amazing. What a word. What a gut punch. It was like getting hit with a sledgehammer and then told to be grateful for the experience. But after about an hour stewing in my own humiliation, something snapped inside me. No. Hell no. I wasn't going to be the guy sitting at home, waiting for his wife to decide if he was good enough. Screw that. If she wanted a break, I was going to make sure she regretted ever asking for one. So, step 1, damage control. I grabbed my phone, took a deep breath, and called the one person I knew would help me without a second thought. My best friend, Jake. Jake picked up on the second ring. "Yo, what's up?" "Miranda cheated on me. Wants a break." Silence. Then a sharp inhale. "Oh, hell no. You okay, man? Not even close. But I have a plan. I like where this is going. Jake was the kind of friend who believed that revenge wasn't just a dish best served cold. It was a full-course meal with dessert. I need to hit back. Not just move on. I want to make sure she knows she screwed up. All right, I'm listening. Step 2, make her jealous. If Miranda thought she was to go find herself while I sat around like a chump, she had another thing coming. Jake and I hatched the perfect plan. It involved social media, a few strategic run-ins, and an accidental encounter that would leave her questioning everything. First, I updated my social media profiles. New pictures. New attitude. I posted a picture at the gym. Nothing crazy. Just enough to let people know I was doing fine. I even threw in a motivational quote. Something ridiculous like, "Sometimes losing someone is the best thing that can happen to you." It was petty. It was obvious. And it was perfect. Then came step 3. The decoy. Enter Emily. Emily was an old friend, recently single, and most importantly, absolutely stunning. So, let me get this straight. Emily said when I explained the situation. You want me to pretend to be into you so your cheating wife loses her mind? Basically. She smirked. Oh, I am so in. That's how. 2 days later, Miranda accidentally saw me and Emily laughing over drinks at a bar. And that's when the real fun began. I didn't have to wait long for Miranda's reaction. The very next morning, my phone buzzed. Miranda. Wow, that was fast. I smirked. It had taken her less than 12 hours to reach out. Me, what was fast? Miranda. You. Moving on. With her. Me. Didn't realize we were keeping score. Weren't you busy finding yourself? She left me on read. Step 1 of the plan? Working like a charm. But I wasn't done yet. Not even close. That weekend, Jake and I threw a party at my place. Nothing crazy, just a small gathering, some beer, and a few friends. And of course, Emily was there, looking effortlessly stunning. I made sure there were plenty of photos. Lots of laughing, lots of close moments. Jake, ever the strategist, made sure Miranda saw them. The next day, she showed up at my door, unannounced. I opened it slowly, taking the sight of her. She looked different, a little unsure of herself, a little off balance. Hey, she said, eyes scanning me. Hey, I replied, leaning against the doorframe. Something wrong. She crossed her arms. I wanted to see you. See how you're doing. I let out a dry chuckle. You mean you wanted to see if I'm miserable? Her jaw tightened. That's not fair. I shrugged. Neither was what you did. Silence. Then softer, I don't know if I made the right choice. Oh, now this was interesting. The right choice. I repeated. You didn't seem to have any doubts when you were telling me how amazing that other guy was. She winced. I was confused. No, Miranda, you were selfish. And now that you see me happy, you don't like it. That's the problem, isn't it? She didn't answer. She didn't have to. I could see it in her eyes. She had thought I'd be broken. She had thought I'd be waiting. She had thought wrong. I need to go, she murmured, stepping back. You do that, I said, watching as she turned and walked away. And for the first time in a long time, I smiled. Game, set, match. Miranda may have walked away that day, but I knew she wasn't done. Not by a long shot. A week passed. Then, too, the silence was deafening. And just when I thought maybe, just maybe, she'd moved on, she showed up again. This time, she wasn't just knocking. She was practically pounding on my door. I opened it, leaning lazily against the frame. Back so soon. She stormed past me into the living room. Cut the crap, Ryan. What is this? I arched a brow. What's what? She turned, arms crossed, eyes flashing. This little performance you're putting on. The gym pictures. The parties. Her. I smirked. Oh, you mean my life? Don't play dumb. You're doing this on purpose. I shrugged. Doing what, Miranda? Moving on? Enjoying myself? Doing exactly what you wanted. Taking an opportunity to figure things out. She clenched her jaw. You're trying to make me jealous. I laughed, shaking my head. Miranda, I don't have to try. That's your problem. She flinched. I saw it. That tiny crack in her armor, growing wider. So that's it? She said, voice softer now. You're just done. I tilted my head. I don't know, Miranda. Are we done? Because last I checked, you left me. And for what? Some guy who was so amazing that you're standing here now. looking at me like I'm the one who got away. Her lips parted, but no words came out. For the first time, she looked genuinely lost. I stepped closer, lowering my voice. I was good to you, Miranda. I gave you everything. And you threw it away like it was nothing. Now you want to come back and act like I'm the one who screwed up. She swallowed. I didn't think you'd actually move on. I let out a sharp laugh. Oh, so you thought I'd sit around and wait for you to get bored? Silence. And there it was, the final, undeniable truth. She had never expected to lose me. She had wanted her cake, wanted to taste a different flavor, but never intended to throw the whole bakery away. Too bad for her. I had already sold the place. She turned to leave, but before she reached the door, I spoke one last time. By the way, Miranda, how's he doing? You know, the amazing one. She stopped dead in her tracks. Then, without turning around, she walked out and shut the door behind her. But that wasn't the end. Not yet. That night, I got a text. From her. Miranda, I need to talk to you. Please. I stared at the message for a long minute. Then, for the hell of it, I called Jake. What's up, man? He answered. She texted me. Says she needs to talk. Jake let out a low whistle. Damn. She's spiraling. Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't think she's telling me everything. Jake paused. You think something happened with amazing guy? Wouldn't surprise me. You gonna meet up with her? I exhaled. I think I just might. Let's see how deep this rabbit hole goes. And just like that, I knew I wasn't just playing the game anymore. I was about to win it. I agreed to meet Miranda, not because I had any interest in rekindling anything, but because I wanted to see her squirm. I wanted to hear whatever excuse she was about to spin, watch her unravel as she realized she'd made the biggest mistake of her life. We met at a quiet coffee shop. She looked nervous, like a woman who had finally realized she had bet on the wrong horse. Ryan, she started, her voice softer than I'd ever heard it. I need to be honest with you. I made a mistake. A huge mistake. I leaned back in my chair, arms crossed. No kidding. She flinched but pushed forward. I thought I wanted something new, something exciting. But it wasn't real. He wasn't real. The moment I told him I was leaving you for him, he disappeared, ghosted me completely. Turns out, he was never looking for anything serious. Just a thrill. I let out a low chuckle. Wow. Imagine that. The guy who sleeps with married women doesn't turn out to be Prince Charming. Her eyes filled with tears. I don't know what I was thinking. You were everything to me, and I just threw it away. Ryan, please tell me I haven't lost you forever. I let the silence hang, let her twist in it. Then, finally, I spoke. Miranda, let me ask you something. If he hadn't left you, if he had been serious, would you be sitting here right now, begging me to take you back? She opened her mouth, then closed it. I saw the truth flicker across her face, and that was all I needed. I stood up, tossing some cash on the table. I hope you find what you're looking for, Miranda, but I promise you it's not me. As I walked away, I felt a weight lift off me. The bitterness, the anger, the betrayal. All of it melted into something else. Freedom. And just when I thought my night couldn't get any better, I got a text from Emily. Emily, hey, handsome. Up for a drink? I grinned. Me, absolutely. Game. Set. Checkmate.